So then, giving. Don't forget, I'm going to simplify it. Primarily, three avenues that you must plan to give to. Three avenues you should primarily plan to give to. Number one, give to propagate the gospel. Partner with your local assembly through your tithes, your offerings, and your pledges and your donations. Do you understand? Through your tithes, your offerings, then pledges and donations. Do you get? Number two, give to your parents. Give to your parents. However small, 500 naira a time. It's 5K I'm earning. I just take 500, 200 naira. I buy it. That, do you get what I'm saying? Once it becomes more, you will do it too. If you are waiting for a right time, it will not come. People that say, when I start to do this, I will do it. They never do it. You start to do it at the level that you find yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes. Then thirdly, you give to the poor. So the less privileged, or the people that are not as privileged as you. Do you understand? So that said, so you give to your church, then you give benefit. So you can have, of course, your tithe and offerings. Maybe immediately you get your income as a show of honor to God. He owns everything in the New Testament, so it's no more about tithes or about devourer or all that. He that gives sparingly shall also he shall give bountifully, shall also say, let every man give according as he purposes in his heart. In the New Testament, it's beyond tithes. Tithe is just a good way for us to be able to be generous. If you don't put a structure to it, you would not. In the New Testament, you belong to God. Is all. So it's a matter for my show of honor and love to God. I said I should give this. I remember back then in the uni. Of course, I stopped giving 10% since over how many years now? Over almost 15 years or something. Since because to me, then they were giving me 5K like weekly or so. So to remove 500 naira to give God seems very small. I don't know where I feel like 500. That's what I will remove. Honestly, I didn't know where that came from. Like I removed 500 from I know. So then I would release 1,000 here. That's me. You get what I'm saying? And then gradually, then of course, the temptation now came to the more money you had. When you now look at what the percentage was, then you now know that, oh God, you need to deal with it. So if I'm struggling to give it, why? God owns everything. He will take care of me. You get? So I should balance this and all. How many of you have been there before? That the bar, it's saying 1.5 million, 150K. Say we no go renegotiate this thing. Is it 10%? Now be asking, is it 10? Is it gross or net? I mean, is it gross or net? Is it after or before? But so what's the actual of my money? If I remove all my living, what will be left? Don't worry, it's not peculiar to you. It's the game. It's the game. It's the game to everybody. So you do that, and it's honor to God. So that's why we say it's the first 10%. It's the first. It's not after I've known whatever is left. That's not honor. God is not after your money. It's about your heart. So it's honor. Your reaction, it cracked me. It didn't enter God. So it's honor, really, because God is not after your money, it's about your heart. So it's honor. So you want to ensure that you honor God appropriately in that regard. So you do that, and then with your offering you exceed it, and then with whatever. So that's about that. So you can do that. So are we clear? Are we clear so far? Then living expense. So of course, so your living expense, you have your feeding, you have your transportation, you have your data. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't forget here, you have your church, your parents, and the less privileged, the poor. Then living expense. So you have your feeding, you have your what? Transportation, you have your data, you have all of that. So you put that in. Usually, as a start, this usually take almost the majority of the money. No, because you have to be practical now. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So it usually does that. Then the next thing is rent. Now, this is a part that a lot of people most often fall short at, because it doesn't come and require of you now. It comes once every 12 months. You get? It's not like you're in developed nations where they pay monthly, where it's looking in the face. That's why most of them don't default, because the structure demands that from them. You don't have it, eh? You are out of the house. They know, they tell person, you know your landlord or landlady has your key, has a spare key. They will just see your bag outside. Now, your rent is 12 months, which means whatever it is must be divided by 12 and jara on top, and must be put aside every month, like they are requesting the rent from you every month. Because if you don't do that, 1 year will overwhelm you. If you violate it, it's waiting for you. You'll be under pressure. Just that you can't pray well. What you need to, as you're trying to pray, landlord. You close your eyes, you see call. Any call that start with L, you don't even see the lake call, Lord Lugard. You just, there's a way your brain, before you know, I don't, say, God, your heart will just skip. Then, of course, so there's self-development, which is where some of these buying books, buying materials, going for seminars, learning these things, because this is what part people used to neglect. But this is what will determine if you would be a better version of yourself in a few months, in a year, or not. Do you get what I'm saying? So there must be that. And it doesn't have to be sophisticated. It can just be as simple as, there's a podcast I'm listening to on so and so things I'm trying to address in this phase of my life. There's a book I'm buying. As I buy it, I will recommend my friend to buy that other one. When I finish reading this one, we will exchange. Do you understand? Then, of course, the emergency you talked about has already been captured. Is this basic enough? Let me talk about apportionment. Now, if you are now earning 100K, and you need to deal with all of these things. So let's try and break out. These are possibilities. It's not a formula. Like, the percentages are what it is for some conversation. This is why I am. This is what. So which model works best for me? Tithe is constant. You get what I'm saying? There are some things that are constant. Your rent, your this, they are constant. But there are some things that cannot be constant. What benevolence is here is in giving. Okay, so we have not factored it actually. That's why I said, so the reason why I didn't mention that is because it's a matter for, because all these other givings, such as my offering, that's my free will offering, my pledge and donation, my family, my giving to the poor, all of that, you are the one that know how much you want to do. So let's even assume that all of that fall into another 10% or 5%. I'm just saying. Because you can see now, doing this already, some people already know that. That's why finances have not balanced all the while. Because for you to balance, you must face it for what it is. So are we together? So if we have this 10, let's say 10, um 20, that let's say this 30, this 70, this is 80 for example, or let's say 90, then this is 100. Do you understand? No, it's not. It's this or this. I mean, no, it's one of, it's actually, that's what they are different though. They are different because self-development is different from, is different from this one. So do you understand what I'm saying? So when you now do that, you now come back. So let's take an wait now. Let's even do this. So this is tithes. This is savings, Abi. This is living expense. This is what? Rent. This is what? Self-development. This is what? Let's say the benevolence. Abi. So what? It's not to which giving. It's only tithes. It's only tithes now. It's only tithes within. So now let's look at this. Now, if we add it again so that we know the one we're using. So for this one, definitely is 10. For this, let's say we're using 20. For this 40, this is already 70. So the rest must be 30. So which means 30 will mean 5, left with 25, 10. So that means rent is like, let's say 15. Abi? So rent is 15%. Hmm? So look at this. So this is 10K. This is 20K. Abi? This 40% of this is what? Abi? Then this one, 15% of this is what? 5% of this is what? Then the other giving is what? 10K. So if you add 10, 20, 70, 85, 90, 100. Abi? So it means that if this is your income, this times 12 is what? 180. It's 180, Abi? Am I right? This is 180K. So that means if you are living above a house of this, the house is bigger than you. The house is living in you. You are not living in the house. Sorry. Wait, so that you are clear. Say you are hearing all this faith work that you now be under pressure. One of the biggest issues that people have is that people are trying to live by miracles. God designed us to live by principles. Do you understand? You live by principles, not miracles. Then miracles can come, all good, but you live by principles. So now, look at that. So, which also means that, so you're giving your side. So now, look at this now. So which means in this now, at this level, in this, it means that for your, for giving to your parents, you get. So giving to your parents, giving to your parents or whatnot, that falls within this. That means you may not be able to give more than maximum 5K. You may, I'm saying, you know. So let's even do. So let's say if you do it equally, say, don't forget there's there's, this is your free will offering, Abi. Free will offering and blah 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 and all of that. You're giving. There's your parents, Abi. There's poor. That means the ratio per month may not be more than maybe 3-4-3 or 4-3-3, or whatever, or I don't know, like, or 3-5-2 or 5-3-2 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know. So if I want to help the poor, it's not just by feelings or emotions. Compassion is not senseless. Do you understand? If I want to help the poor, I know that within what has been structured and planned, this is how much I can give in a month. If you come, first serve. Or as they come, I assess them first five. Whichever is this one needs it more. Or I don't this one beg me, I don't have now. Don't. So when I now have, don't pressure me. Don't go say the person by the end of next month. You do, don't do that too. They will have planned you as their income. Yeah, because people are entitled actually. So that you are not under unnecessary bondage. Is this practical enough?
Yes, sir.
So do you understand? So depending on you and God, I'm giving. So you get, I'm giving of this, so you can see. So it's there. So that's why I say, if you are not clear like this, and you are doing everything by impulse, you'll have given rent money without knowing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
You'll have given transportation money without knowing. You are giving your data money without knowing. Are we together?
yes, sir.
Okay, so that's it. Hope is clear enough on this budgeting matter. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, as you begin to engage it, you might need to change it a million times. So don't feel bad. I'm trying to experiment until I get what works best for me. Do you get the idea? I've done it, And of course, don't now use it also to accommodate your indiscipline. Yeah, it's because you are indisciplined that you have not done it. You are not thinking let me change it. Be disciplined by setting it and following it. So that as you follow it, you will now know that it seems it's not practicable. Let me tweak it a bit again. It's not that because you were indisciplined, you were now doing it. You are not saying it's not working. Did you engage it? So we don't speak to being sincere with yourself. Are we clear enough? So I want to believe that this is as basic as possible as it comes to this. Only two ways to make more money available to you. Two ways to make more money available to you. Are we ready? The first one is increase your income. The second one is what? Reduce your expenditure. Do you understand? See, these things, they are too common sense, but the truth of the matter is that if you want to be spiritual is not being foolish. Spirituality depends on scripturality. That means if you are saying be spiritual, we are only saying be scriptural. That's what it means. Spiritual is not area mama. That's not spirituality. See, it's good. We groan in tongues. We do all of that. That is not necessarily spirituality. It's on the back of knowledge. You get what I'm saying? That you are spiritual is that you are knowledgeable about how spiritual things work. So which means spiritual means being scriptural. Don't let anybody it's spiritual because it's always doing like this. Man of God, man of God, man of God. They don't call the F man of God. It's not by like that though. It's by God. What do you know about God? What does God know about you? It's good. The Holy Ghost can find expression like that. But we're saying is knowledge. Otherwise, you just be full of religion. So that's important. Do you get what I'm saying? Two ways to have more money available to you. So when people are complaining, or perhaps, let me show you this. So in a situation where you find that, because either you like it or not, resources, get me right in the right context too. As a believer, as a child of God, you have all things available to you. You can afford all things by the currency of faith, not by the currency of money. Do you get what I'm saying? So faith will produce whatever you need. Is money or anything, it will produce it. If it's connection, if it's somebody to speak for me, do you get what I'm saying? So don't idolize money. It's faith. In this, your currency is faith. You get? So faith will ensure that whatever you need, you have. Do you get? And faith, we know now that faith begins where the will of God is known. It's still knowledge of the word of God, of faithfulness of God, that you can trust him, is dependable. But generally talking about the system of this world, resources are scarce. Do you get what I'm saying? Hope you understand the balance. Resources are scarce, which means you must manage the scarce resources well. So managing well will mean that when you have some things to you, they are not limitless. Do you get what I'm saying? They gave you 100K. It's not limitless now. You get? Your salary is not limitless as it were. Hope you get this balance. So when I now need to get something, or I need to manage or do whatever it is that my income brings about, one of the first way I can manage is by reducing expenditure. That's what you can control. It's not by hoping somebody will give me money and you're not planning based on that expected earnings. You go suffer. Oh. Are you getting what I'm saying? Don't plan with expected earnings. Have faith based on what God tells you, but not you are now already spending money that you don't have in advance. Suffer na him be that one. Oh. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why to have more money available to you, first and foremost is ability to manage what's even in your hand. First and foremost, which is by reducing expenditure. That's how you can manage what's in your hand. Then secondly is by what? Increasing income. Oh, this is see. I'm emphasizing because I know that if you get these fundamentals, you have financial sense. Anything you enter, you know, no, I can't do this. I'm telling you, it's financial sense. Don't go and promise your income is not limitless. You are having limitless promises. Which kind? Don't worry, I'll see you. Don't worry, remind me. Ah, wow. El Shaddai. You shall die. Oh. Don't worry, you have this lined up Ashwebi, lined up functions. Ah, sorry, see, you don't want to offend people. Okay. Poverty, no kuku send. Poverty is not offended, honestly. Poverty is not offended though. So are we together? So what are the two ways you have more money available or at your disposal? Very important. Those are the two ways. Those are the two ways. So I will now help people the good balance to how we generate wealth in this world. There are two parts to it. There's the Babylonian way, there's the divine way. There's the normal, like universal way, there's the kingdom way. We'll talk about that. So I want to really thank you. Thank you for joining us at today's and the series on Illuminate. Thank you. God bless you real good. I will believe this blessed you. So for feedback, for questions, for all of the contributions that you want to give to us, please send them in and go back to the previous series of Illuminate. They will really bless you. Thank you so much for staying in. God bless you. Until next time.